You're not the correct knight, Gorley. Oh.
Nice shot.
Now, is that going to be... Just doing an audio check here. Hang on.
Nice shot.
Wow.
Nice shot.
That should be fine, I think. Maybe. A little too quiet. All right. Zoop. Where is Steam? Excuse you. Hold up, let me test something here. Blurp. Oh no, that's definitely me. That's all me. No shots. Boats. Oh, playing criminal charge. Yeah, shots is out of commission. Not on a Tuesday night. But how y'all doing? Been having a good start to your week. I may have put another 10 hours into this game throughout the week. Is this Darren Korb? Yes, this is. This is Bastion. One of the first Supergiant Games games. Well, I have 13 total hours, and I think Lethal Company's still on. Oh my god, move this over here. 3x9 background view. Monster Hunter. Where are you? There we go. This is fine. This is perfect. Who needs anything else? There. Perfect. Why not? That's probably loud. There's some audio here. Hello, hello? Okay, I think that's fine. It's a little loud for me. So we're gonna turn that down-ish. To like 8 of that. Then we'll turn you to like 70. How about that? Okay, that's better. I have 10 hours in Hades 2 and it came out yesterday. I played, when I first played Hades, it was after its early access stuff. So I'm probably gonna wait until full release. I don't know. I guess the main reason I didn't play it early access was because it was Epic Store exclusive and I couldn't be bothered. I know, it's extremely tempting. Like, it's probably one of my most anticipated games to come out. Oh yeah, no, the way that I understand it is that the way that Supergiant Games did early access was they basically made the full game, but they released it in early access because it's a lot easier to get playtesting data for, especially a game with like so many systems like that. you need to have a lot of people playtest it in order to get a sense of what's overpowered, what's a bit weak, what needs a buff and stuff like that. Like, you need all that kind of data to properly balance the game, honestly, or at least balance it in a really effective way. So I'm sure, to my understanding, they'll be making some modifications to whatever boons and weapons and stuff that they have, tweaking damage numbers and all that stuff. Probably fleshing out the story a little bit more, and then seeing how they navigate UI menus. Because my understanding was that the UI menus also went through some pretty hefty changes from early access to full release. So they're definitely going the route of releasing early access to make the game as good as possible with like a bunch of playtesting, rather than we need to get some extra inflow of cash so that we can fund this game and bring it over to the finish line, which is what I think a lot of less well-received early access games have been in the past. Yep, same here, Roka. It is agonizing. Certainly a lot more agonizing than it was waiting for the Hades full release, because I basically forgot that it existed because it was Epic Store exclusive for so long, and then when it finally fully released, it's like, oh shit, oh that's perfect. I'm going out for the holidays. It's out on Switch. I'm just gonna try it out, and then it consumed me. Now though, now that Hades is probably my favorite game that Supergiant has ever released, from basically one of my favorite indie studios, it's extremely hard to ignore its existence, especially since it popped off so hard last full release. So everybody is playing Hades 2 on stream. I'm not that concerned about like spoilers or anything like that, thankfully, so I don't have to like try and avoid shit like the plague, because the thing that I value most in those Supergiant games has always been the just the gameplay and how much fun I have playing those games. So I thankfully don't have to like avoid it on the internet, but I just have to exercise my own willpower to not play it myself. Because you're a game dev like me, isn't it tempting to experience a successful early access and see the changes that might make and all that? No, well, a little bit, but I've already been through that, right? That's basically what the Outlast Trials was. And what I don't want to have is what happens with the Outlast Trials, where like the Reds and I dumped like, what, 30, 40 hours into that game, and we had a blast. But once full release came out, it didn't necessarily like wipe out our unlockables or our progress or anything like that, but it did reset like your quest line and the things that you have to complete. And we had already felt like we had played about 90% of the game at that point, so we just didn't even, finish it, right? I'm sure we'll go back to it whenever there's like some cool seasonal updates and stuff like that. But there were a couple of other people I know who played Hades early access, and then once the full game came out, it was like, oh yeah, I mean, I already put like 100 hours into it, and I still haven't finished the story because it wasn't done by the time I was playing it. And they had already like played themselves out of it. So that's what I would like to avoid as well, because I want to put... Hades is one of those games, and these games come very infrequently to me nowadays. Hades is one of those games that can make me forget that I'm a game dev, and I can just have fun playing it like the way that I would play a game in high school, without thinking about, oh, how did they make this? Or, oh, wow, how did they do that? Why does this feel so good? Like, I just get absorbed in how fun it is to play. And I don't want to risk tarnishing that by trying to study it from early access to launch, It's too special of a game for me that I wouldn't want to do that. In the past, I've played EA games and then played too much before the full... Exactly. That's exactly what happened with Outlast Trials. Which, again, we had a blast with Outlast Trials. Outlast Trials is one of our favorite co-op games to play. But there wasn't a lot of hype around the full release just because, like, we had already experienced, like, 95% of it at the time, I think it is fun to go back to like a live service game like that. Like I did a similar thing with Overwatch for a while, where whenever they would come out with a seasonal event, we'd get roped right back into it and get like some seasonal things and then hop back out. So I'm sure we'll be back to Outlast Trials eventually, but I'm not as interested in playing Hades early access for my own benefit, honestly. I know I'll have a blast playing it. But I want to maximize my enjoyment with it by playing it on full release. I mean, I might join their Discord too. It would be interesting to follow the development of it, but I don't want to play it yet. You know. Plus, I have a shit ton of other things that I should be playing as well. And here I am just for playing Monster Hunter. For me, it was Subnautica. I played like 20 hours in early access, like 1.5 years before it came out. And when 1.0 came out, I was too burnt out on it, and it only came back to do a full playthrough like 2 or 3 years later. I should finish Subnautica. Despite how many hours I've already put into Subnautica, it really does still feel like I've only scratched the surface, you know? Okay. So, buddy shopping spree. Let me explain why we're doing this. We have a bunch of different things that we could send these buddies out on. Obviously, they can be your companions for hunting, but you can also send them out into the field on their own. Similar, I think like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood did this or something, where like you have agents that work for you and then you send them out on missions and then they come back with some like loot and supplies. That's what this is. They're called the Meowcenaries. It's excellent. And you can also train them here so that they sort of like level up passively while you're out doing hunts. And then you can also go to the Argosy, and send them out for trading so that they can go out to like faraway lands and come back with rare items and whatnot. Problem is, we only have 2 buddies right now. Technically 3, since I did hire... There was a pet that was named Billy, which I obviously renamed to Billiam. But long story short, I had maybe about more than a dozen buddies in the Switch version. So I'm definitely going to need to hire some more here. We can either scout a buddy, which... No, we're not going to scout a buddy. That's way too much effort of just creating a bunch of different buddies. I don't think so. Not like a very significant amount. I swear I had maybe like 20 plus buddies just going ham. We can hire a special buddy, which looks like... I can't tell if these are like player-made ones or if they're like dev-made ones. But the way that I generally do it is I'll just like go to hire, and they'll have like a random selection of like preset ones that they'll cycle through. And then you can like rename it, and they all have like I think the dogs are all the same, but the cats have different classes, so to speak. So this one's a healer, this one's an assist, a fighter, a gatherer, a bombardier, and another gatherer. You want pink dog? You talking this one, the MHC Palamute? Oh wait, actually, you know what? Yeah, it looks like we have a max of 20 buddies that we can get. So 20 or 40 actually. So 20 dogs and 20 palicos. We're not gonna get them all right now, but you know what? We'll get pink dog just because you said so. Because we're really not. Yes. Although it doesn't look like we can rename special buddies. That's a shame. Well, there it is. Sent to the reserve list. Okay. So we just hired a dog. Let's hire a cat. Pomo, you were saying that you wanted the next one to be named Casca2. Is that right? I want you to, if you're still around, Pomo, I want you to pick a Palico here that we'll rename to Casca2. We got Bruce, Ken, Yuri, Robin, Velvet, Ray, and Musashi. Absolutely. But there are some limits. So it's better to, well, yeah, buying a bunch of buddies from the outset is definitely the right way to go. And then just get them going. I don't think it's 100% necessary though. Like, I've been playing for about a dozen hours so far and haven't really needed them vitally. But it is nice to get sort of like passive parts for like things that you might not want to go out and get in the future, like small monster parts, some plants, and it basically helps keeps your stocks all full up. Hey, have fun at the gym. All right, you know what? This one kind of looks like Cassie. Trust me, that happens all the time. I've basically come to terms with the fact that some people will just know me as Cole online. Casca. Got him. All right, let's see here. Thank you. It's the mojito flavored La Croix. All right. I think we'll stick with that for now. But if anybody has any ideas for a new cat or doggy name, then just drop it in the chat and then we will buy one at our nearest opportunity. All right, I think we're going to go here. So, okay, we can put four on this mission. That's fine. We'll just throw the 3 on there. So they're going to go out and spend the next 5 quests scavenging a bunch of stuff and bringing it back to me. And this is another really important cutscene that I refuse to skip. And off they go. All right. So, as you might be able to tell, I've put some extra hours into this game. I really did. I really tried to hold myself back, but I couldn't. So we're just gonna go through a couple of quests here. All right, we'll start simple. We'll start with the Azeroth Tetradon. Ooh. Oh, we got a lot of different stuff off. Riding time, fire resistance, all the resistances. Okay. We'll definitely get the buddy treat. And fuck it, we'll get that. Steven's also been playing recently, and I see he's online, but he might be doing the single player campaign right now. I am on the Discord just in case he would like to play, and we'll probably be playing this on Saturday to bring Jerry and particularly Andrew up to speed, because Andrew's never played a Monster Hunter game before. We did a little bit of questing after Saturday night's stream. He was kind of picking it up. He's gonna be our hunting horn boy. Oh, this is an arena quest. Oh, okay. Well, now this might be interesting. I wasn't aware this was an arena quest. I love these Rakugo cutscenes. The voice actor's too good. Alright. Obviously, I have the best hammer in the game, the gun hammer. Hey, buddy. Boy, I got a handle on this thing now. Bonk! Oh, I missed. Fuck. That was not a good way to start. Alright, hang on. I got this. Come here, you. I am not doing myself a good service right now. Get on the ground, fool. Oh, you bitch. Oh, no. This way. Oh my god. Oh! There he goes. Come on. I need you to be on the ground, sir. Fuck you. There we go. Try me. Alright. Get on the ground, fool. Oh, that's poor timing. Where is he at? Oh, he's over there, okay. Hey, buddy. No, you don't. So this won't be too bad since I'll be able to mount this boy now and hopefully kill the Azeroth. Hey, big boy. Oops. Oh, this thing's almost dead for sure. Hey. Bonk. Alright, sweet. This guy should probably be dead by the end of the mount. Got sumo on. Oh yeah, this dude's fucked. Not real quick. Seriously, you're not dead? That's no good. That's no good. You guys gotta stop. I know he's weak for capture. He's been weak for capture for a while. I want him dead. Get out of here. There we go. Oh. Stop. Get over here. Oh boy. Ah. Stop. What? Get on the ground, bitch. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Nope. Get me out of here. Turn around. Oh, okay, I'll take that. Oh! No, don't clap me. Oh shit, he's getting big. That's not good. Oh, thank you. Right, get over. Boom. Oh man. Try me. Woo! Bonk. Bye-bye. It's too crunchy. Uh-oh. No, thank you.
Discombobulate.
You can't. You can't be. Oh, okay. I think I can still do this. Bonk! Oh, nice. Get over here. Man, I wish I was able to see that in high definition instead of ASCII art. Okay. Stop. This little piece over here. Oink. You tried, Roka. But you can't keep a good hunter down. No, it was just an arena quest, yeah. So it was just 2 monsters, and then that was it. It's a just in case, like the default quest length is always 50 minutes, I believe. I don't know why. There are some like modifier quests that are just like, all right, you got to do this in 10 minutes, and you're just like, okay. I'm not used to not having time. Because they'll also... Generally, the quests will be taking in, like, an outdoor map of some sort. And that gives you time to, like, survey the land, collect some buffs, and prepare yourself before the actual fight. And also, the monsters will be able to, like, run around the map and try and, like, escape and things like that. So there's, like, a chasing component involved. It still generally won't take up to, like, 50 minutes, especially for, like, the early monsters. But just in case it does... Got him. Okay. So let's go on a quest with a new monster. The Puke Puke! I love this boy. Or most so, I love the weapons that he has, or that he can get you. The Rosie, yes please. As far as Dango go, these things are fucking gigantic. Like, normally I've only ever seen them, like, the size of, like, an eyeball. The fact that you can palm these things, and they're chowing down, they're putting away, like, 9 of them before going on a physically intensive quest is absurd. They're made of rice, essentially. Like a really sticky rice paste. It's kind of like, not necessarily like puree, but you don't get like the consistency of rice. It's like a smooth ball, and it's heavy and dense and sweet and so good. Yeah, kind of mochi-like, essentially. Yep. It's maybe like a denser mochi. And again, they're like, I've only ever seen them like, they're usually like the size of an eyeball, and I've seen them like stuck together on sticks like that. There's like 4 or 5 of them. It depends. The OG Dango stuff is generally just like the pure mochi ball, and then sometimes it might have like a filling or something put inside of it, but more often than not, like the just plain old Dango will have just like that ball, and then it'll be drizzled in like a really sweet syrup. But yeah, it's generally just a solid ball of mochi. Or I'm actually not sure what the difference is between Dango or mochi, but this boy's great. The hilarious thing though is Dango is definitely not something that you eat for like nutrients whatsoever. It is like purely a dessert. And this boy's pounding away like 9 per quest, which he's going on like at least I would estimate like 4 or 5 of them a day. And it's all I ever see people in that town eat. Meanwhile, in like Monster Hunter World, they're cooking like full entree dishes of just like 3-course meals before every quest that he's pounding away. Which weirdly is like more realistic, just given the raw amount of calories they're burning on a hunt. You'll like wielding these gigantic anime-ass weapons. But Dango, man, I don't know. It kind of gives me like Michael Scott pounding Alfredo before a marathon kind of vibes. Oh, Toby Kadachi, my boy! That's my boy right there. That's one of my favorites. Oh shit. I love Toby, but we ain't hunting Toby today. We gotta go to the Pokémon. Is he down here? No, he's over here. Okay. There's my boy. Fuck. Hey, buddy. What? Okay, we're reaching a monster size where they can actually deafen me a little bit. Hey, now. No, you don't. I need you to get down on the ground for me, please. Oh, boy. Oh, gross. Get over here. Come here, you. You know what I want. Up, up, up. God damn. Let me just snag this little boy real quick. No, 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 no. You bitch. Stop poisoning me. Bonk. Get down on the ground. Oh. Sad. No, you don't. A bonk. Too swift. Get over here. Up, 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 up. Oh, he left. The bitch. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Let's be a little bit more prepared here. Oh, he went down. Okay. Maybe I can, Damn. Up, 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 up. That's what I'm looking for. Big bang! Bulk! Donk! No, 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 no. Get over here. Not like that. There we go. Boy. All right. I love my little gun hammer. It's too good. All right, so one of his wings is busted. I should try and break the other one. Yes. No. Stop. There we go. Give me your other wing. There we go. Nice. Up, up. Bonk. It's too good. Oh, 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 oh. I wonder if I can get to my boy Toby with this. Is he around? Oh, I'm so going to my boy Toby. Let's go. Oh, where'd he go? All right, fine. We'll go back down here. Oh, wait. Toby was over there. Hey, Toby. Come on. There's my boy. Whoop. I'm just gonna hit you for a couple parts here. I hope you don't mind. And then I'm just gonna knock you around a little bit. Now, if you don't mind being my little buddy while we fuck this thing up. Whoop. Yes. Oh, it's too good. I love this boy. Light him up. I'm just gonna sharpen real quick. Don't mind me. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. Just get all this fun stuff. Yum. I may have left some materials down the bottom there. Let's just see. We got 30 seconds. Oh boy, we're not gonna make it. 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 Okay, there's no parts. I forgot. Okay, cool. Oh. It's a pissy. Seven and a half minutes, not bad. I'm definitely getting a lot better at swinging the big bonk stick. getting back to groceries. Oh. I normally hate this guy. But maybe since I can bonk some things with my hammer a little bit more, it might be better. Alright, let's see. Got Berry out, the Zushi, Royal. Oh, I can make the next Royal Ludroth thing, eh? That's easy enough. Where's my Puke branch? I do want that. That looks neat. The 5-pronged hammer. Seriously? Nothing for Puke? Alright. Special ammo, Constitution, spare shot, poison attack, okay, so it's more for like a long range weapon. Ooh, max might. If stamina is kept full for a period of time, that's probably not going to happen. Just because I'm constantly using stamina with my charge moves. That's, however, I don't care what kind of I don't care what kind of skills it has. That's fucking great. Oh, I don't have enough for it though. I need a sturdy bone. Alright. Ooh. Where are these sturdy bones at? Crit element. Divine blessing. Okay. Alright. I need to find some new materials here. These are too good. It's heroics. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think there's a new locale that I can go to. Oh, we're already going there. Lava caverns, perfect. If I recall, this guy is just, he's really heavy and annoying. Elderly people have fucking died choking on mochi by eating it too fast and not chewing on it. The way that they devour these things is fucking insane. Let's go. I get lost in here all the time. This is basically like the Stone Guardian in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, or whatever it's called. I am very curious as to how a hammer is going to go against this thing. Because normally shit just like bounces off of it and it's like massively armored. But the hammer's made for breaking things. So we'll see. New locale, new stuff though. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time exploring. This man rising up. Rise up, rise up. Oh wait, no, I've already killed some Slagoths. I don't need this. I don't need this. But I will be mining a couple of things because I think I need some dope-ass ore here. I'll take that. How you doing, Rook? I saw you were playing Hades 2 last night. How was that going? We already chatted a little bit about Hades 2. I'm probably going to be holding off on it until full release just because that's what I did with the first one. But it is significantly harder for me to do now that I've adored the first one so much. Chilling at work, waiting to close. Is it generally pretty chill around your work before closing time, or is that when a bunch of people try to sneak in? Because I know some places, like particularly my pet store, they start to get swamped when they're about to close, which is a tad unfortunate for them. So I try not to go too close to close when I can help it. All right, where was that sub camp? Was it up here? It was up there. PR is putting a Hades 2. I was pleased. Oh, dual lilies. Wait. Just put those there. One of the weapons is a giant battle axe. Oh, excellent. Man, I put so many hours in that game, it's hard to say what I would consider my favorite weapon to be, because I would generally just go for whichever one would give me the most darkness. I was just min-maxing that stuff. Man, where did that sub camp go? Was it up? Oh, it was over there, wasn't it? Yes, it was. I would say probably I enjoyed the spear the most. And the one that I maybe played the least. Oh, you know what? The fists were great too. I think my favorite weapon overall, like in terms of variance and different types of the same weapon that you could get, would probably be the Lucifer version of the gun. The one that was basically just like a laser. That shit was... I could make some naughty builds with that. If I stacked poison onto that thing, oh, game over. Or poison, not what would it be called? Hangover, or whatever. Formula is the same when it comes to Hades 2. You're not missing much by holding off. It feels like the first game when it comes to combat, and base building is slightly different, but I would argue the game feels pretty similar. I mean, dude, that's all I'm looking for, man. I just more Hades with different weapons and skills and things. Sign me the fuck up. There's the sub camp. I think I just found out Hades 2 also contains Hades 3 inside of it. What are you talking about? What does that even mean, Pomo? Oh, okay. Boink. I thought you were saying like, oh, they hit a whole other game inside the game. Be like, wouldn't anything inside the Hades 2 just make it Hades 2? Or are they doing like the thing that like Insomniac and Naughty Dog used to do, where they would hide demos of each other's games if you input the right, and if you input like a a certain button sequence during the splash screen would be like, oh, now you can play like the skate park level of Spyro 3. That shit was the coolest. Well, alright, I've already killed some of these things. Oh, bones though. The game just casually doubled in size. Dog, I love that. I love those little surprises like that. That's how Steven and I felt when we were first playing, like, when we were first getting into Monster Hunter games. And then, like, high rank quests unlock. We're just like, what the fuck? There's so much more to this now. Jesus Christ. I wanted more Hades one once since I played through a bunch of Hades 2, and it's just that. More story, it continues from the first one. Her weapons are all different from Zag's. But you got keepsakes, new god runes, things like that. Yeah! New god runes, and I was also seeing like, oh god. Oh, is it just moving? Okay. New god boons and things. I think there's some new gods as well, right? Like, you actually can interact with Hephaestus, I think. And then I saw Aphrodite in... Ooh, relic. I want that. I saw Aphrodite on some thumbnail on Twitch, but I'm assuming that those gods are all spitting out a bunch of different kinds of boons. Maybe there's some similar ones, but... Alright. Let's speed up. I think we've done enough exploring for now. Hello, Relic. You. Alright. Where's my boy at? And his fire is a god lady. Demeter is back. Artemis shows up really early. Apollo also. Artemis was one of my go-tos, honestly. Her crit stuff, especially when I was using like any sort of big hits, big crits build. I would. Oh, you could barely go wrong with Artemis. Where is this fool? Is he up here? Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Fuck you. Oh, that's right. His yell just lasts for fucking ever. This fool. Oh boy. Aphrodite weakened boons with Battle Axe Charge Spin. Aphrodite's weakened stuff was pretty great. I would find they would generally have to be like paired with something. I always like to have her stuff with whatever mirror perk it was when you stack 3 different debuffs on someone and they start taking more damage. Weaken was great for that. Oh boy. There we go. I was also a big fan of if you could make a an Ares build with all of like his little doom spiral things, that shit would just turn into Beyblade, man. I know, you're good. Okay. That's alright, I'm barely talking to begin with, Roka, or Rook. Just trying not to die while talking about Hades. Get over here. Man, alright, do it again. Yeah, show me your head, bitch. Get out, get out, get out. Oh, hi, Kazu. Yeah, fuck him up. Oh, this dude's like the worst mount, too. This monster just sucks, man. I don't like him. I don't like him. I'll take some Kazu parts, though. Hey. One more for the part, please. Alright. Now let's just run right into him. You'll excuse me, I'm gonna take control of a better monster now, thanks. Oh shit. Get over here, asshole. You ain't going nowhere. Kezu, I thought you missed them. Okay. Big. Oh, why'd you get up so fast? He has Thunder Blaze, so we can probably knock him down again. Oh, he lost his blight. Fuck. Back up, back up, back up. Stop. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. You know I don't want that. Hit. Alright. Just long. 2, 3, here we go. Get out of here. Where do you think you're going? Oh, wait. Fine, fair enough. Guess we'll sharpen up. You're going back to Kezu? That's a bold strategy, friendo. What's this? Hey, buddy. Here comes the yell. Nope. All right, we're good. Boy, you're really not doing that much damage to me, are you? What the fuck was that? Oh, he knocked me out with his little yell. This little bitch yell. Hey, buddy. Oh, that was almost bad. Oh, boy. Alright. I'll take that. Let's see if I can break his little backside here. Nice. Oh, I missed. Stop. Oh, you're tired, buddy. Are you okay? Up. Oof. Goddamn right he's weak for capture. Up. This poor fella cannot take a break. Oh, buddy. Yikes. Oh, don't even try it. Boy, it's coming. How about I just, ooh, bad time. This poor fool. Hey, buddy. I'll put you out of your misery here. You're too slow. Bonk. Ooh, that's not good. That's also not good. Stay away, stay away, stay away. big mad. Alright, just don't look at me for a second. Just don't look at me. You're good. You're fine. Oh, if you're running away, I don't think so. Get over here. Where do you think you're going? Give me your good shit. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy. Poisonally. Let's see if we can uncover some more of this map real quick. Try to go this way. I always get so lost in here. Oh wait, no. Give. No. You can see how quickly the face gets obscured once you start putting on armor. Sure, buddy.
またお立ち寄りくださいませ。
ごきげんよう。クエストリストは
Where are we
こちら
going?
です
You're fine. I think I want to hunt my boy Toby. Oh, okay. We're getting a bit more hardcore here. All right. We'll start with a small boy for now,
ホムラのカモ
and
が
then things will start getting serious very quick.
よもぎ参上。
All right. We'll do. That's fine.
任せあれ。よー。今森の海のビットリルで遊ぶ。
Another thing about dongos, they're very sticky, which means any sort of hair that might be handled while putting them together will definitely stay on there. That's fine, it just gives it some texture. Delicioso. I think that was a really easy hunt. Like, I maybe used a first aid kit once? This guy shouldn't be too bad. He's just a little bouncy. Just a little bouncy boy.
機械転げて坂落とし静音転覆変語の銃弾腕まし滅ばしまじ
I both loved and hated this guy playing Switch Axe because his armor was so good for early game Switch Axe, but it also looked so dumb. So I loved the skills that it gave me, but I hated how it made me look. Alright, up we go.
依頼完了です。
My routes that I would normally take for these sorts of maps are slowly coming back to me. So he's in here. Gimme. Thank you. Hey, boy. There he is. Let's get a little, Hi. Oh, yeah, you don't even, like, burn my ears out. But you are agile, which is annoying. Too fast for my ungainly ass. I'm gonna need you to stand still. Oh, thank you. Fuck off with your little fart move. Oh no. That could have been bad. Go. No, no, no. Paralyze me with that shit. I don't want it. Come here, come here. Stop being so fast all the time. Ay! No, 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 no. You ain't gonna fart me. Ah, knocked down. There we are. Bonk. 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 Ba-bonk. Nice. Alright, this will make things a little bit easier. Now that the shell's kind of out of commission. Oh, you have to stop. Oh, that could have been bad if he hit me midair. Stop it. Stop it. Big ol' miss. Well, my dog's holding on for dear life. Alright, he's gone. Fair enough. I'm gonna have to look into this. I'm seeing in my friends chat that the studio that made The Evil Within, and I also believe Hi-Fi Rush, has just closed up shop? I'll have to see. Because that's Tango Gameworks, I think. Because they also did, like, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Ghostwire Tokyo, Evil Within, Hi-Fi Rush. I thought they were doing... Oh, fuck. That would be a shame if they went defunct. Tango Gameworks, yeah. Damn, that really sucks. They were doing some cool stuff. Although I do think that one of the main creatives there, what was her name? Izumi Nakamura? I think her last name was Nakamura. She was the one that everyone was geeking out over on stage whenever she would present for like Ghostwire Tokyo. She has her own studio now called The Unseen, which they've currently been working on something. So hopefully a lot of the creative staff went there before that kind of stuff happened. Because Tango put out some good games. I wonder why that. I'll have to look into it. Got shut down by Microsoft. I guess that's all I have to say about that.
研ぎます
Conglomerates suck, man. Because you know that a decision like that was absolutely made by looking at a spreadsheet and nothing else, right? Like, I have no doubt. I mean, that studio was putting out some award-winning games. I have no doubt that they were making money, but they probably just weren't making all the money, and they could probably be putting the money that's needed to keep that studio afloat elsewhere to be more profitable, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever excuse they want to give. Shit. Basically, product be damned. Show me how we can stay in the black sort of thing. Oh, fuck. Oh, nice. I'll take that. Let's go over and visit our little friend, the Roggy. Where are you? There's our boy. Don't go anywhere now. Oh, are you serious? That is such a bummer. Well, yeah, it's just because, like, I would imagine Hi-Fi was just a more niche sort of game, right? But from what I can recall, the people who liked Hi-Fi really liked Hi-Fi. All right, get over here. So, I think that's probably another thing that wasn't too appealing to like a big company is I wouldn't necessarily say that Tango made games that were meant for everyone, you know? Game Pass could also be a thing. I mean, that's a thing that a lot of indie devs have been sort of raising the alarm on for years as well. Is like, they would just point to Spotify in the music industry and say like, when you have subscription-based services that become like the primary method by which people get their content, it's really great for the consumer, no doubt, but it fucking sucks for the creators. Like, it reaches a point where the subscription service can be such a ubiquitous thing for consumers that it almost becomes infeasible for a creative to release a work. Oh, fuck. To release a work without putting it on that service. And because there's that kind of pressure, the people who run those platforms can basically just really strong arm the creatives with their payout models. Like, musicians are getting pennies on the dollar for like fractions of pennies for streams on Spotify. And they basically have to take that because if their music's not on Spotify, their audience dwindles significantly. Like, Spotify is such a mandatory thing for musicians to put their music on now. And Spotify kind of knows it, so they can afford to pay their creators who upload on there like diddly. So I have no doubt that something like Game Pass probably has had a similar effect, particularly with smaller to more mid-range studios like Tango. I honestly don't know. I'd have to look at what the sort of payouts are for Game Pass, but I can't imagine it's that enticing of an opportunity for like small independent studios. I just can't imagine. I wonder if they pay like a if it's like a flat licensing fee to be put on Game Pass, or if they get paid like per download as well. So maybe the model might be slightly different than Spotify. But man, I can't imagine. Hang on. I need to read these things. These changes are grounded in prioritizing high-impact titles and further investing in Bethesda's portfolio of... No! I hate that even more, man. No, dude. Games are getting too big. You can't be consolidating all your eggs into one basket. That sucks. Blockbuster games are fucking boring, in my personal opinion. And beloved worlds which have nurtured over many decades. I don't want to see decades-old IP continuing to be zombified. I want new shit, man. That sucks. I agree with your point, but with some of the deals I've heard of through Game Pass, it's nicer for devs to have a guaranteed check at launch than to put it on a platform like that. I've heard that as well. Not necessarily specifically about Game Pass, but I have heard that there have been some particularly enticing deals, particularly with Epic and getting things on the Unreal Store. That can really do a lot to guarantee a paycheck for indie devs. However, I have also heard that recently in the past year or two, that well has long since dried up. Like opportunities, like guaranteed paychecks like that, and opportunities are very few and far between now. And that is exceptionally rough. Yeah, it's that classic meme of just like Sonic lounging around saying, "I want," what is it? What was it? It's like, "I want smaller games made by devs." Wait, what was it again? Sonic games meme. Smaller games. I want shorter games with worse graphics made by people who are paid more to work less, and I'm not kidding. Yeah. That started off as just like an ironic meme, and then the more people would post around, the more people started like saying it and thinking about it. It's like, you know what? Yeah, actually, that sounds great. Because these devs are crunching and just basically ruining their lives in some senses, or in a lot of different ways. There are plenty of stories of people who have like gotten divorces from overworking and not having time to spend their family. People who develop physical ailments because they're working way too hard. And the environments in which people are making these blockbuster games is unacceptable, frankly. And to have them work less, work less than their current, obscene crunching hours, get paid more to do it, and work in livable conditions, and make shorter games that are ideally a lot more creative and don't necessarily have to appeal to a wide and low common denominator. Like, that's the dream right there. Because a game that's, I forget who said it, but a game that's meant for everyone is a game for no one, essentially. When you're trying to appeal, it's like, who's your target audience? Oh, it's going to be as many people as possible. Then it's not going to really appeal to anyone, or personally, like, how many people are going to get excited about it, For me, it entirely depends on the IP they're keeping alive for decades. For me, it depends on what they're doing with that IP. Like, I desperately hope that Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't feel like 80-90% Skyrim and Oblivion and the same things that they've been making for decades, because that's just stale to me. That doesn't really appeal, If an IP like, say, Mario or Zelda is continuing to get games, I'm more okay with that just because they do some legitimately creative and off-the-wall shit with each new entry. Like, almost every entry in like the Mario and Zelda franchises is a big deal, usually. Sure, I think the Mario series probably stagnated a little bit with like their new Super Mario series. And Zelda for a little bit. Some people might say that Skyward Sword was maybe a bit of a step back, but like, But at that point, though, it's not the IP that I'm connected with. It's the people that are doing cool shit with it, you know. So to hear that quote that is talking about their decisions for why they're doing this, it basically, every single word of it reads to me like exactly what I don't want the industry to be doing, you know? Because that game has to succeed now, right? That game has to make back the millions, sometimes billions of dollars that were put into making it. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to try to appeal to a very, very, very wide audience. And then when you do that, it's not gonna appeal to anybody. It's a lot of people who are making these decisions just don't understand. It seems like they don't understand what a target audience is and what those are important for, you know? Oh wait, Tobikadachi is super weak to poison. Love me some corporate execs making decisions they know nothing about. It's absurd to me just how prevalent that when you have a CEO in a company that even like they don't even have to be passionate about games. If they play games in any sort of sense, that is exceptionally a rarity, you know? For these like big studios, these sorts of corporate people and shareholders and things like that, they don't give a fuck about games. They barely know what games even are. What they see is just a product that they've seen on dozens of the other spreadsheets that they've managed for other companies in the past. The only difference for these execs might be that, you know, they've worked in media before, right? Like, this person maybe did some work for television, or they've done some like simulation work or something like that. But it's only ever really been a product for a lot of them, or at least the ones that are making dumbass decisions like these. They care about the creative output of the product only through the lens of, oh, this is our competitive advantage. Like, this is how we'll beat others to market and things like that. It's purely through a business lens and not necessarily through any sort of creative motivation to innovate and find new ways to break grounds in this industry. It's not a thing that they care about. Those whose roles to be impacted will be notified today, and we will ask you to please treat your departing colleagues with respect and compassion. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted in today's notifications and through their transitions, including severance benefits informed by local laws. Well, I'm so glad that you're adhering to the law when you're laying off entire studios. Thank you so much. You see that the Unity appointed a new CEO to replace their interim CEO. I did see that, and it was the CEO. I know that guy. I've seen him in the all hands, because I used to work for Zynga. I have met that man in person. I can't say I know too much about him, but that did really make me chuckle. Former CEO of Zynga and the failed Major League Gaming thing, and an EA exec from their mobile game division. Yep, they're not the first. I believe the current CEO of Zynga was he a CEO, the CEO of EA? He was definitely associated strongly with EA. Frank Gibeau. He was the guy that a lot of people point to and say he killed the Dead Space series, because he was the one who was constantly asking for Dead Space to be more action-oriented and pushing for like the multiplayer aspect of Dead Space 3 and all that fun stuff. Yeah, Zynga does love hiring some former EA execs, I tell you what. Alright, I have some... Now you're poisoned. God, that wouldn't surprise me. They wouldn't be the first devs to find out of their termination through, like, news or social media. do love this boy. Ow. This guy's like my comfort monster, where he's like just challenging enough to be intimidating, but also not like I don't have to focus 100% on the stuff that I'm doing with him. Plus his design's just cool. He's like an electric lizard flying squirrel. Badass. Oh fuck. Oh god. Yeah, that probably would have killed me if I wasn't careful. Ow, you bitch. Yeah. Hey, you picked it.
Discombobulate.
Oh, stop. Okay, this is fine. I can handle this one. Hey, buddy. Looks like I got some more. Ow! Oh, I could barely see how much I had left there.
Discombobulate.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Still thunderbloited. Not good, not good, not good. Alright, hey. Stop. I just need you to be out of your lightning form, please. You're scary like this, and I don't like it. Oh! Oh god, oh god.
Discombobulate.
Son of a bitch. Discombobulates are effective, like, especially nefarious with this game, just because there's so many like UI elements that I'm constantly trying to keep tabs on. How does Discombobulate affect your local stream? So I am watching basically what you see. What you see on stream is what I see. I put my gameplay off to the side and turn off the monitor, and then I just use the OBS preview to stream my stuff as much as I can. Sometimes the games I play don't like me to put things over on a secondary monitor or anything like that, but for the most part, what you're seeing on stream is what I see, and it makes things exceptionally difficult sometimes. All right, let me stamina up real quick. Come here, you little Toby bitch. Ow. Yeah, I have quite the jank setup to get all this kind of stuff to work. But if there's one thing that the people who watch me tend to enjoy the most, it's me suffering. So I gotta try and stay as faithful as possible to that. Ay, caramba! Cha-cha-cha-cha! Yay, 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 yay! Oh, yeah. Well, fortunately, I've never really been the type... Oh, he's tired, yay. I've never really been the type of gamer to really care about, like, high resolution or high frame rates or anything like that, so I'm more than happy to just play it at a lesser frame rate and resolution just for the bit. Because if I were playing games purely for the sake of enjoying them, then frankly I probably just wouldn't play them on stream. But the streaming aspect of just like playing the game, maybe capturing some funny moments, and especially chatting with you guys, that's basically why I do it. So the actual quality of the presentation of the game is a little bit more secondary to me. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Oh, I thank you, Gorley. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you can just look up Monster Hunter long play footage on YouTube, and it would be exceptionally more high fidelity and higher frame rate and look better and probably have, you know, more skilled gameplay and stuff like that. But if you're going to someone's stream to watch them play the game, more often than not, it's usually for the person playing it more so than the game, right? Or at least like the environment of the stream, right? So I try to incentivize I try to incentivize like the uniqueness of the stream as much as I can, just to give people a reason to watch it and hang out, you know? And at the same time, I get benefit out of it as well, just because I enjoy talking with y'all. So that's a long-winded way of saying thanks for sticking around. I always appreciate y'all. Stop. Please don't. Give me that good shit. Give me that good shit. I'm finally starting to reach the level of monsters where, like, if I'm not careful at the right moments, I could get in some serious trouble. Never thank me like that. Like 10 minutes, not even. My friends all have HDR monitors, and I'm sure it looks amazing for the most part, but every single one of them has had a time where they complain about something either being too bright or too dark or fucking up flickering non-HD. Yeah, it reminds me of the era of TVs where, for those who had cable, you would have like the Discovery Channel and Discovery HD, where like it was still not a guarantee that everybody had like an HD 1080p TV of some sort at minimum. So like the support for HD displays was like essentially conditional or a little bit janky, you know? I'm sure we'll get to a point where HDR is going to be like the de facto standard, but we're certainly not there yet. And hopefully by the time it is, they'll be a lot cheaper, because I certainly don't have a need for one right now. On the other hand, I've never experienced it because I've never used it. Yeah, there you go. And do you feel like, I mean, this might be a harder question to answer as an artist, but do you feel like you've been missing out, you know? Or is it not that big of a deal to you? Because fortunately, I got into like the PC gaming route late, and most of my gaming life, I've been gaming on a console, so I've never really known how to look for frame rates and resolutions and things. And even now, I still very much vastly prefer the convenience of playing something on Switch, or even just like the environment of going away from my work computer and playing something on the couch has garnered a lot more appeal for me personally, to the point where like if there is a game on PC versus Switch, I'll generally pick it up on Switch just because it's more comfy for me, you know? Oh, he's going to sleep. Look at him. I hope nothing fucks his day up. Hey, cutie. Exactly. I mean, that's the main reason that I got it on Switch, was because I was going back home to visit family. And, you know, my parents still work full time, so when I'm back there, I'm generally have a lot of time to myself. I'll pick up something on Switch and play through it, because I very rarely have just like tons of free time on my hands to start up a new game. And that's when I picked up Hades back in 2020, and then that's when I picked up Disco Elysium in 2021. Yeah, I'm just a big old Switch simp. I don't know if Hades 2 is just hard as shit or if I'm bad. Well, I don't know when the last time you remember going through like the early game Hades, but I remember it at least took me a handful of times just to beat Megara the first time. And then once you got to like late game stuff, like you were having a bad run if you died at the Furies, you know? I have been eyeballing Steam Decks for a very long time. But I haven't quite had a good enough reason to pick one up yet. There are a couple of games in my Steam library that I would probably enjoy playing on the go. But oh, you see, the president of Nintendo finally admitted the Switch successor exists, but they won't be saying anything about it in the next direct. Interesting. Well, that's good to know. I guess it's about time for a Switch successor. I do remember seeing like a clickbait article title that I just read the headline of, just be like, the Joy-Cons of the next Switch might be magnetic. I'm like, oh, that would be, if it were, that would be kind of interesting. I'd be interested to see what they do with that. Yeah. What am I missing here? I got to what I think is the equivalent of Hades' first boss was on the first 2 games, but man, everything's still kicking my ass. Probably because it's not quite balanced yet. So if your experience playing Hades was also during like the final release, then I don't know, maybe they'll be toning down the boss or something. When's E3? Never again. E3 has become defunct since 2020. They never really recovered from the pandemic closing things, and then they kind of just said like, I mean, all the big publishers are doing directs nowadays, so like, why are we renting out this gigantic convention space for like nothing? So I think they call it like informally like summer of play now, or I forget. I don't know. Around the summer is when a lot of big studios and publishers have like their online directs where they announce all their big stuff, but there's no like formal E3 anymore, at least not to my knowledge. Let me see this. This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the success of Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of Nintendo Switch back in March 2015. That's insane. I remember seeing the announcement way back when and being floored that somebody could play Skyrim on an airplane. God, that feels like not that long ago. Some people say, oh, it's long overdue. Like the Switch is basically a toaster at this point. It's basically just like a mobile game device. I'm like, I mean, yeah. But do you see like the kind of insane shit that it can do? Like, it's still my go-to console. I don't know why. I think like a lot of people are just like, man, Tears of the Kingdom is so good, but it's so held back by its technology and it's only running at 30 frames a second. I'm like, they're doing some wacky ass shit in Tears. It's a miracle that Tears of the Kingdom is even running on that kind of hardware. I don't really give a shit that it runs at 30 frames a second, you know? It really is just something that doesn't register to my eyeballs, which I'm so thankful for. But man, I don't know. I state, yeah, the Switch is definitely reaching like its twilight years, but you would never catch me arguing that it's been a dead console for the better part of like 4 or 5 years, like a lot of people say. We'll be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024. Please be aware that there will be no mention. This is actually, I think, a pretty good call too, because like, given their fan base, or given just like the hype, the nature of hype in general, if you don't temper expectations like this ahead of time, it could negatively impact how the rest of your products are received, because everyone will just be like ending up disappointed, or at worst like malicious towards the things that stole the spotlight from what they wanted it to be, you know? I'm sure this to me reeks of if you ever hear that phrase of like every sign has a story, like whenever there's like some sort of warning of some sort on a like a bottle of shampoo or some sort of label telling you not to do something, it's because somebody tried to do it, or it's because a lesson was learned there. It's so this is probably them learning their lesson of just getting burned in the past. God. Hang on, I think I have a photo that I took for that. Let's see if I can find it. It's on my Facebook, which I don't use anymore. Is it the must have just been like a timeline photo, right? God, how do I even... What do I even browse forums on Facebook? There's so many. Oh, here it is. When I was in Japan, I saw an instructional sign on how to use the toilet. And I'm like, there's a reason. There's a reason this sign exists. There has to be. Like, what? Who? Why does this sign exist? What? It, like, I can imagine, like, public bathrooms looking disgusting sometimes, especially in the really touristy areas. But is this what they think people are doing? Is this what people are doing? I have no idea. But it's just so wild to me that I had, and this wasn't like one of those like Japanese squat toilets that like don't have anything to sit on. This was just a traditional ass toilet, and they had to put a tutorial sign in the stall just so people made sure that they knew how to use it. I'm sure there was a reason it had to exist. Better ergonomics for the stock controllers would be nice. Oh yeah, the default Joy-Cons were probably way too small, especially for my big ass hands. Alright, I missed a bunch of stuff here. I can tell you right now, Hades 2 currently in early access, a lot of the art is missing for the keepsakes and some of the backdrops behind the gods and people you talk to. That makes sense. I'm sure they're prioritizing like the gameplay of it first. Now people play Genshin on their phones. That still shocks me how quickly a transition was made. I mean, it feels like it was quick, but mobile gaming has been a ludicrous cash cow for the better part of a decade now, maybe longer. Like, that is where most of the money is made in gaming these days, is with mobile games or games with mobile-esque monetization systems. All I want on the Switch successor is better hardware, same form factor. Other than that, basically perfect. Yeah, better hardware would be great. If they have some other like gimmick up their sleeve, like they had with like the detachable portable controller thing, sure, try it out. I do agree with Massive that maybe the ergonomics could be better. Same, to be fair, it's 24.5 frame rate is fine for your eyes. 30 FPS is good. 60 can be too stimulating for your eyes. Your brain doesn't need to process every frame. Visual clutter. I understand the appeal though. Some people can make an argument for higher frame rates, making the game more responsive, particularly for like competitive gaming. But I feel like for like the average gamer, I feel like they're kind of talking out their ass. I don't think like. Sure, I could say that I can tell the difference between like 60 FPS footage and 144 FPS footage, but I'd be damned if I could say I could notice a difference in like gameplay and responsiveness. That's an absolute no for me. I guess I'm just not that hardcore enough, you know? Actually, but just dude, better online stuff in general for Switch would be great. Their eShop is ass. Some people have like germophobia, so they squat and maybe avoid germ. They squat backwards on the toilet though, like they straddle the tank. Like what the hell are they doing? Some people are just buzzed or kind of womp womp. Then a sign's probably not going to fix that, right? That reminded me of a YouTube video where a guy was checking out weird Japanese apartments. This video in particular was a place where you can open the front door and you're next to the shower and toilet. That'll never happen, Grisaster. Free online for Switch. Why would they make it free when people have already said that they'll pay for it? You know? I protested Nintendo Online for a really long time of just like, I mean, I'm not really going to use it for anything, and you gave it to me for free for like a year. And Nintendo was the last holdout of not charging people to play their online services. That's why I love the Wii U as well. That's why I played so much goddamn Splatoon. But Microsoft and Sony were making bank with their PS Plus and Xbox Live services. The silver lining is that, yeah, it's only $20 to $20 a year to have the whole service, which is far cheaper than anything else that Sony or Microsoft were putting out. And you can get a lot of extra goodies if you pay for like the deluxe versions of it. But like, people are paying for it, and they've already said that they'll pay for it. There's no reason for them to give it out for free anymore. That's just how it is. There was some article recently about people can actually perceive more or less frame rates. People can actually perceive more or less frames than others. So you're saying like certain people are more sensitive to those frame rate changes that they can actually notice and others can't? Or are you saying that like that study shows that people are more perceptive of lower and higher frame rates than they were led to believe by like marketing? I mean, that's just the more you dig into how the industry works, whether that be like any sort of entertainment industry, right? Like movies or games, I find that like it becomes harder and harder for me to enjoy the games that I like sometimes, or get excited about games, because you can sometimes peek behind the curtain and see why a lot of decisions are made and almost see the writing on the wall of like, oh, this isn't going to be good, is it?
クエストリストはこちらです
It was something like everyone's eye frame rate is different. That's interesting, and I can kind of believe that too. Maybe I've just been blessed with 2020 vision and shit frame rate eyes. Because it's never been something that is like I can notice it, but it's never been something you just be like, oh my god, this game is just vastly superior now that it's at 60 FPS or 144 FPS. Noticing a change of frame rate is fine. I haven't found empirical evidence that proves better overall performance when frame rates are higher. The only important thing about frame rates is not how high they can get, but how stable they are. If you have a game that's like solidly at 30 FPS, then that's generally going to be fine with me. But if you have a game that's stuttering between like 60 and 40 FPS, even though both of those values are above that oh so shitty 30 FPS, that's when you start actually noticing issues, and that's how it can kind of impact like your gameplay experience, and in a lot of cases cause motion sickness, especially in VR. If you don't have a rock solid frame rate in VR, people are going to be losing their lunch.
見るのとは大変みたいで
There's something to be said about games performing differently. Yes. And that's why experienced game devs, or at least people who know what they're doing, will optimize their game to not be frame rate dependent. Right, Bethesda? I also don't get the frame rate thing, probably also because I can't see the difference either. And that's the thing is, like, I can see the difference, but not in a way of I've never had the thought of like when I'm playing a game that's running at like 30 FPS, I've never had the thought of be like, dude, this game would be such a banger if it just hit 60 FPS. Come on. Why is this game so behind the times? Why is it only 30 FPS? I've never. And that's not to like, you know, disparage the people who do say that stuff, but it's literally just like a thought that has never really crossed my mind when I'm playing a game that I enjoy. You know? It's just not important to me. And who knows if that's going to bite me in the ass when I start releasing games that, you know, obviously I'm going to be optimizing games to play on as wide variety of hardwares as possible, but if I'm not like trying to gun for that 144 FPS gaming experience, who knows, maybe I'm in the minority of people that doesn't matter for, you know? In Destiny, people have discovered certain damage types are tied to FPS or have slightly lower frames. Oh. That's unfortunate. But sometimes gamers are just going to min-max, you know? Alright. As far as difficult monsters go, I think we'll go Somnicanth, Raging Whiteout, or Somnicanth, Barioth, and then Rathian. I think that's probably how difficult they'd be. And also in the same boat for you, folks that so care, that's great, but it doesn't matter to me. I absolutely appreciate higher frame rates, but I disagree entirely with those that won't play a game because it's hitting a stable 30. Exactly. And I'm not going to say that 60 FPS isn't objectively a smoother experience than 30. If you have a stable 60 FPS game, it will, I would say, objectively look smoother and probably play better than a 30 FPS game, assuming that 60 FPS is rock solid, right? Like, all things equal, 60 FPS is better than 30 FPS, sure. But the argument that 30 FPS is garbage and has no place in the gaming sphere anymore, you know, that just sounds ridiculous to me. I would so much rather the next gen race, like, for decades now, the next gen race has always just been upping the graphical fidelity and like the VFX and things like that. There's so many other cool things that we could be doing with next gen tech than that. Like, I would point to something like Tears of the Kingdom, for example, in terms of like their physics system and how they're using that to build puzzles and things, and the versatility of what they were able to do with game objects, or even like enemy AI, or any sort of like gameplay mechanics that would have been infeasible in like the PS1, PS2 era. Put next gen tech into that, man. Make our games do cool shit that we never could have dreamed of before. Not approach just slightly closer to the other end of the uncanny valley, you know? Because there's still plenty of games where like that uncanny valley is still very prevalent. And you could say it's like, oh wow, like this almost looks like real life. And you're like, cool, I guess. But when you're approaching that kind of photorealism as well, it also just limits the kind of games that you're able to make. It's the same principle of like why the animated Lion King was able to convey so much emotion with like body language and facial expressions of these lions that don't actually exist. And then the live action Lion King, they couldn't do that because they were so hard set on making these photorealistic lions and making it look like a documentary sort of thing. Suddenly these animals can't emote the way that they used to because it would look unrealistic, God forbid. And then lo and behold, nobody gives a shit about live action Lion King. Well, in the long term, nobody gives a shit about live action Lion King. Live action Lion King was probably one of their most profitable movies ever. But when discussions are had about the Lion King, nobody's talking about the live action version of it. Everybody has a love for the animated version of it because they could do more with the animated version of it. They were playing to the strengths of the medium. I don't know, man. Every time I get on topics like this, like, I feel like I'm always saying the same things, and then I bum myself out because I know they're very unlikely to change, at least on a large scale for like AAA studios and things. I remember a time when I would get excited about major AAA releases from big studios like EA. I remember being part of the midnight release for Mass Effect 3 because I loved that series so much. Now there's maybe like a small handful of studios that are, you know, going to be pumping out games of like a AAA scale that I would tentatively get excited for, you know? Like, I'm super excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. I have reason to believe, based on Capcom's track record, that they will knock it out of the park with their release. But there's always now a small little feeling in the back of my brain of just be like, don't just blindly follow them though. They could fuck up at any moment. They're not immune to the wiles of corporate greed, you know? I can never really fully 100% put my faith in a big studio making a big game these days because they are almost actively incentivized to fuck it up somehow. Which is why when I brought up, like, God, it's crazy that this game that's basically all about the grind doesn't have any microtransactions that get you to skip that grind. Like, it feels weird to me because everything in the system is incentivized to have them do that, you know? So it feels anomalous and not the default anymore. So I don't know where I was going with that, but if you stare too deep into the gaming abyss, it often stares back, and then I get bummed out. Where am I going? And it's a shame too, because like all of these resources and talented people, like it's exceptional circumstances to have access to this much talent and just raw manpower to make a project that's this big. And I'm not talking about like Monster Hunter specifically, but just like AAA games in general. Their scope and the things that they're presenting are gigantic. Like, there's a reason that those budgets are so fucking huge. And an indie developer is, unless they dedicate like their entire life, like a decade plus, into making one specific game to be that high level of quality, an indie developer is never going to be able to make a game of that scale. Like, merge that sort of creativity with a high budget to realize some of the more insane dreams out there. Like, you think about Larian Studios and them making Baldur's Gate 3, how long it took them to make Baldur's Gate 3. And yeah, I would say that's definitely within the realm of like AAA quality. But again, they are the anomaly, right? Like, that was such an exceptionally rare instance of that happening. And they've also said recently that, you know, they're probably not going to be, at least in the Baldur's Gate world, not going to be making another game like that. We'll see if that also applies to like the scope of the game that they make. Who knows? But wouldn't it just be so awesome if like AAA budgets could be put towards more creative endeavors? Because there's so many talented, hardworking people out there that are being paid, generally underpaid and overworked, to make like mediocre garbage, and that sucks. I wish that wasn't the case. Oh, thanks, Grizz. I think so too, but I also I wish they had an impact, you know? It's kind of a bummer that I'm very much not the only person who has these sorts of opinions, but like, oh shit, I didn't see that happening. But it doesn't really matter. I guess the only thing that I can really hope for is that like people who aren't used to thinking about these things maybe hear it and go like, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense. I'll start and they'll start like unconsciously thinking about that with the choices that they make with the games that they purchase as well. And then maybe that can start to have an impact on the bottom line of some companies who, you know, people say vote with your wallet, right? And they say that in like a sort of strategic way of just like, oh, if we need to let these companies know that we don't like this sort of thing. But the unfortunate reality is that like people already are voting with their wallets, you know? They have already proven to these companies that they want loot boxes. They want these sorts of experiences. Oh, I gotta get the fuck out of here. That are sort of predatory in the way that they monetize stuff. They want like these lackluster, mediocre experiences that are just like lowest common denominator, because as it turns out, the lowest common denominator of the gaming market is ludicrously expensive. Although I think saying want is probably the wrong way of saying it. They support these sorts of things. And it's due to either the general gaming community actually legitimately enjoying these practices, or they're being psychologically manipulated to partake in these things and feel like they're enjoying them, you know? That's another insidious part of it, is that like there's definitely a lot of psychological manipulation involved with the way that a lot of these monetization practices work and like these live service games work and stuff like that. So it could be that these people are just consuming media without necessarily critically thinking about it. And that, I think, is an aspect that can be changed by just like dialogue and people talking about it. But you also have to think like the people who complain about this kind of stuff online are technically like the minority of people who play games. Most people will just see a commercial for a new entry in a series that they like and then go out and buy it. They're not really participating in discourse online about changes to the game or monetization practices or anything like that. It's the same way that basically I consume movies, right? Like if I see a movie that I like, maybe I'll go out to the theaters and watch it if I'm invited by some friends, and then maybe I'll talk about it with them. But I don't go online to like talk about how movies are made or why certain movies are the way that they are, or anything like that. It's more so of just like, I see a movie that looks like it would be interesting to see, which doesn't happen frequently, but then I'll go out and see it. Or like a friend invites me to a movie that they want to see and I'll go out and see it, but I'm not really like looking into anything else about it. I would think that that's probably like the majority of the way that people consume movies as well. So if that happens with like the gaming community, like you kind of just have to increase like the base level of I guess discussion about games for like the general audience for any sort of big changes to happen in this kind of industry. It feels like I don't think the majority of people who play games ever think about the people who make them. And that's not to like shit on them or anything. That's just the nature of, I would say, the entertainment industry in general. But if that does become like a central focal point in discussion for like the general audience of like the well-being of the people that make their games, then maybe some change can be enacted there. I've been saying a lot of things and playing this game and not really looking at chat, so I'm gonna have to, once this thing dies, I'm really gonna have to catch up with what's been going on here. Oh wait, shit. First of all, I need to sharpen up. I can't do it while it's sleeping because I'll probably wake up in the middle of me reading stuff. Alright, and go. BAM! There we go. That's the first time I was able to do that. Usually I hit them on like the upswings. Oh, beautiful. Look at that big old bang. Oh shit, I see people talking about Helldivers. Boy, do I have some things to say about that. But I don't want to just like blindly say things that have already been said, so I'll wait until after this quest is done. Hey, caramba. But long story short, it is a an incredibly fortunate thing that that Sony reversed their decision on that, because that was basically the only way to ensure that that game wouldn't go down as a cautionary tale, or whatever you want to call it. Like it basically ensures that that game still stands a chance of being very, very fondly remembered and highly regarded for the long-term future. I think there was no other way that it could have been than if Sony were to reverse their stupid decision on that. To be fair, I think we're way past democracy at this point. If we got to vote with our wallets, it really sounds like people with money make changes, and that's scary to envision. Well, the people with money don't make changes willy-nilly. They make changes based on what they think will make them more money. And that comes down to what people spend their money on, right? So the more that they put all of their eggs in a single blockbuster basket, and the more people start to get disillusioned by that, because you can kind of see that with a lot of modern blockbuster movies these days, is that like people are less excited to see them, and fewer people are spending their money on them. Suddenly they're not getting as big of a payout for their gigantic ass bloated budget investments, and that's a problem. So I'm sure there'll be some changes there soon. Still a broken record here, but Helldivers 2... Helldivers 2 is making some headway in that for a larger audience. Yeah, Helldivers 2 is another one of those exceptions, because what? They worked on that game for 7 years? So thankfully it turned into a smash hit, despite Sony's best efforts. It did kind of work in Sony Reverse Course, but in the process, I think there was a lot of anger directed at Arrowhead. And I would like to see... So a lot of like the discussion that I have been seeing about the Helldivers 2 situation, and granted this has mostly just been through like, you know, YouTube commentators and things, but those commentators tend to have some pretty large audiences and impactful voices. A lot of the discussion has been pointing the finger at Sony and calling them a bunch of doo-doo heads and feeling really bad for Arrowhead. But I would like to... I don't know how you would find this data, but I would like to see the proportion of people who are angry at Sony versus the people who are just blindly angry at Arrowhead. I wonder what that breakdown sort of looks like, because I'm hoping that most of their reputation is still very much intact because people are angry at Sony and not necessarily Arrowhead. But I can't say for sure. Hey. Credited Helldivers 2 community though that many people are reversing their Steam reviews. Yeah, I'm really hoping that train gets reversed. Like I hope that now that there's not like a united enemy to fight against, that gamers are still motivated to go to Steam and change their review the same way that they did when they were angry at something, you know? Because it's a lot easier to unite a bunch of gamers over being angry at something than it is to be like to pour praise on it, you know? I see you figured out how to work on the railroad with that one move. Hell yeah, man. Oh yeah, I looked up the tutorials. I got it down. There absolutely was some directed at Arrow. Oh, no doubt there was. I'm just curious as what the proportion is. For a few understandable reasons, but like Roka said, it's been spinning around to more favor them. I love the idea of them taking that little chunk of the negative Steam reviews and turning that into a cape in game. I think that's hilarious. The country banishment, yeah, the country banishment, which was a side effect that of making the PSN accounts. So I can almost guarantee that some numbers were crunched where PSN was just like, okay, we would lose the player base in these countries, but they don't contribute that much to the revenue of the game. So that'll be an acceptable loss if we were to lose them compared to the amount of money that we would make with the data that we would get from everybody registering their PSN accounts. So it was literally just like a pros and cons list that they made, and like always, they never really consider the human emotions that people can feel after a business decision is made. It's ridiculous. The main thing that sucked to me was that it couldn't be sold in certain countries anymore. Yeah. But I think before that, people were just reacting to having a PSN account, and like, if you lived in a country where that didn't affect you, just chill the fuck out. It would take you like a couple minutes. Yeah, they underestimated the fact that people would have empathy towards those who spent money on the game and then suddenly were not able to play it because of this arbitrary decision, you know? I I mean, like, sure, a lot of people probably would see us be like, okay, yeah, I mean, that'll just take me 60 seconds. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. Why are people so upset? But a lot of people were just like, what the fuck? That's such a dick move to do to your player base. Why would you do that? And then the corporate suits would just be like, confused, be like, why do you care about these people? You don't even know them. You know? How could you possibly have empathy for your fellow human beings? It's already back to mostly positive? Hell yeah. Nice. That's reassuring vis-a-vis the wallet thing. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe that's just cope from me and hoping that being able to change the conversation like that will be able to have an impact. Because I do also completely understand the fact that changing the dialogue for gigantic industries like that can't really be done by one person. And even with a group concentrated effort, it's going to take some time and a lot of reiterating over and over and over and over and over. So the best I can do is just have some patience and some confidence that something like this is possible. Because otherwise, if you don't have confidence in that kind of thing, then what's the point of even trying, right? Like, you got to have some sort of belief that something like this is possible. Otherwise, it'll just be a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it never will be. Most of the reviews are now IRL major order completed. We dive together, not at all. We dive together or not at all. That's great. That's so hilarious that I think I saw like a tweet or some sort of comment in a YouTube video where they were talking about how Sony made a game that's all about uniting everybody and then got surprised when everybody united against their stupid decision.
特別なクエストが追加されましたよ
Yeah, they really fucked with the wrong fan base there.
どのクエストに挑まれますかいってらっしゃいませ
You know what? I haven't looked at the new weapons that I can make recently. Let me eat some dango, and then I'm gonna go grab another La Croix because I'm feeling rather parched because I've been talking a lot.
でもおすすめだよ
And then we'll get back to it. I'll be back.
召し上がれ
いらっしゃいませ。That's pretty cursed looking. Nah, you're good. It sometimes takes some planning ahead just due to stream delay and all that. All right, let's look at some weapons and armor. Oh, damn it! I need to learn how fast that goes down. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Oh, I need it. You know what? I want to kill a Bisha then. Ooh, paralysis though. Oh, I'll take that. Thank you. But this Bishaten has a nice fat chunk of green while also having a pretty high base damage. I might hunt another Bishaten soon. It's gonna be a while before I can upgrade my gun hammer. Chichito jealous with some of these prints. That'd be awesome if there was like a, because I can only do like straight line sort of things. I guess I could go like diagonal, but those didn't really turn out well. But I would love it if there was just like a a clockwise or counterclockwise version of the print, then things would get pretty eldritch real fast. I know. I know that exact feeling, Grizz. So that's exactly why I started playing Rise again. It's nobody believes me, or at least it's a very hard sell. I can't think of a better way to sell it without just saying like, the grind is the appeal, you know? The grind is the fun part. Because when you get a new weapon or a piece of armor, you feel like you've earned it, you know? Ooh, sleep though. I like that.
承知した。
Wait, is there a Tobi Kadachi branch? No? Oh. Obra though. Alright, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me check out the armor.
どうする
I remember liking the Kadachi stuff. Oh, critical eye. Okay. Oh, why have I been wearing this? I'm not even using... Oh, I guess I was using poison at the time. Alright. I do like that. Thunder attack is fine. Critical eye and constitution. I believe I have critical eye in this. So these would be objectively better.
急ぐ必要はない。時間はいくらでもある。
Okay, Somnicanth, what do you got? Sleep attack, item prolonger, bombardier. Divine blessing, those are fine. Speed sharpening would be nice. Okay, just a bunch of defensive stuff. Yeah, man. For the longest time for early game Monster Hunter, this was the fucking piece of armor that I had to wear, and it just looked so dumb to me. But it had that rapid morph skill, and I needed it for my switch axe. So I always looked like this. I'm just like, no, there's so many cooler pieces of armor out there. It does. Oh man, dude, I miss the Quirapeko. Was that only in Tri? Because that was the last time I saw it. That was my first and only experience with it. Oh, the Death Stench stuff. Let's go. Critical eye attack. Oh, well, hang on now. I'll take that.
やるか。
Heroic, special ammo, normal rapid up, speed eating, no thanks. Alright, I think that's everything. Monster Hunter 3 monsters are only on Tri. Aww. Yeah, like, man, I miss my boy Lagiacrus, man. Like the flagship monster of that game. That dude was dope. And then you had like that angler fish that you could fish out of the water. Cool ass shit. Genmaron, oh right. Man. That was a cool game. And I didn't even get like that into Tri. I maybe put like 40 hours into it, but I think I just barely beat Lagiacrus that first time before moving on to something else. I should go back to that game. Alright, let's see here. I'm sure I can change something else out of here. Not you. This had like critical eye and recovery speed. I guess that's fine. Heartbreaker, crit eye, slugga. Okay. Oh, I have another talisman? Yeah, fine. Let's see what kind of hammer I want on this one. Well, if we're going up against a Bisheten, actually. Oh, wait, no, we're going up against a Basarios. Or Barioth. Oh, wait, those Barioths are super susceptible to exhaustion, which I don't really have. I think they were susceptible. You know what? I don't care. I'm going Gunhammer. Oh, wait, I already ate, didn't I? Alright, we're ready to go. Gobel. Right, that's what it was.
奥
I have a personal grudge against this guy. I get really annoyed fighting him sometimes because he's just so... He bounces around everywhere, man. He does massive damage, doesn't have a lot of obvious wind-ups, and he's just so fast and annoying. Yeah, I never really used any of like the ranged weapons. I like being up close and personal. Oh, shut up, Gorley. If you discombob at the right time, I might very well die. This one's always, maybe not on low rank. Oh, boo. Jump. I haven't fought a low rank very often in a while, or at least like not when I'm kitted out. But this is definitely approaching the territory of like, I could use one of my 3 deaths on this. Not sure. If I get unlucky. It's definitely not a monster that I can just like tune out 100% of the time. And we're definitely approaching that tier of monster. I'm pretty sure they're weak to fire, but I don't 100% remember. Definitely going to be stacking up on some of these buffs, though. Thank you. All right. That might be enough, but we'll see. Hang on. All right, we got other stuff there. Come here, doggy. We got a saber tooth to kill. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, buddy. Don't hate me, all right? I just want to kill you. And here we go. Oh, your tail is so fucking annoying too, but I can't cut it off. That's gonna be a problem. Oh yeah. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Thank you. Fuck you. Bonk. There you go, bitch. And a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Bonk! That's how we like it. That seems like a match made in heaven, Grizz. I've been hearing good things about that show. Maybe I'll check it out. I've just been reading too much manga lately. Get down here. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. Nice, 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 nice. I am a fan of my part breakiness. That is nice. Shit. Yay. Stop. Ha ha. to cut me a break real quick, my god. Oh god. Okay, alright. Stop jumping around, asshole. You going away? You leaving? Thank God. I read the manga before the anime came out, and the anime really does justice. The manga itself is a war in my eyes. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It seems like something that would be right up my alley. But I also haven't looked into it too deeply. Because generally when I'm interested in something, I'll avoid looking into it too much until I actually experience it. Alright. Oh, this is a shitty place to fight this guy. It's so cramped. Aww.
行くよ
Hey, you. Surprise, bitch! Ow. And, oh! Did I already break both his claws? Oh, it looks like it. Sweet. Or at least it's front claws. That's nice. Oh! Sorry, buddy. Stop. Oh dear. Oy vey. That was poorly timed. Oh, are you slipping on your broken claws? Ow, I deserve that.
私のお供は最高ね
What?
気をつけて
Oh, okay. Get out of here, bitch. Oh boy. Ow. Over here. Oh, he's sleeping. Alright. I don't know the best way to handle this. I don't think I can break his tail off. Alright, fine. We'll just see if we can get away with this. Oh, no. Ooh, he's weak. Okay. I can take that. Let's take him to go meet a friend. Hey, Somni. How's it going? Boink. Oh, boo. And one more. Sweet. Nice. So the nice thing about this mounted Punisher is I'll actually put him to sleep too. Then I'll be able to bonk him again. Nighty night. Oh, except you hit him, don't you? Yeah, you do. That's fine. I wonder if I can break your back. Probably, right? Just break your life. Dunk. It's the kind of story that has thematic and has a theme and brings it to a most satisfying and natural conclusion. Oh, great. So it actually it wraps up. It's not like ongoing right now. Because that's always a plus for me when a series is already wrapped up. I'm going through too many ongoing series as it is.
どれどれ
There was a time when I actually got into a bunch of one-shot manga that were always fun to read and then get wrapped up with. Inio Asano does a lot of great ones for that. If you haven't read his one-shot Solanin, highly recommended. Jikun-sanchan, the Rampage has returned. Oh, right, the Rampages. I did one of those off stream. Probably all hiragana, I would say.
サイカに挑まれますか
All right, let's see here.
ご自愛くださいね
Oh, are you asking about the artist? Oh, I thought you were talking about the name Jikun-sanchan. Inio Asano. Inio Asano. And then Solanin is one of his one-shots they did. He also wrote the series Oyasumi Punpun. But I would be... Oyasumi Punpun is a masterpiece. However, it's not for everyone. It is massively depressing and a bummer. However, Solanin is... It's still a pretty melancholy... Solanin is still a pretty melancholy story, but it is definitely one of his more uplifting and inspiring works. So it's a bittersweet story with a very uplifting sort of feel to it, if that makes sense. But Oyasumi Punpun is just it's an all-around bad time. As the longer it goes, the worse it gets. But I recently reread it again earlier this year, and by God, does it still hold up. That is a goddamn masterpiece. A lot of people not to read it if depressed or low or in a shaky place. So I've never been able to read it because when I'm sad, I don't. Yeah. Some people, yes. It's sexually graphic. Violence-wise, not so much. There are definitely some graphic depictions of like self-harm and suicide. Absolutely. But more than any of that, it's more so just like the how unrelenting it is with the themes that it presents. With regards to depression, anxiety, abuse, both physical and sexual. It's just not a good time to read. And I would definitely say like some people can find solace and comfort in reading about tragic stories like that. Because it makes them feel like they're not alone in experiencing those kinds of emotions. Some people react to material like that. Other people, I definitely believe that Oyasumi Punpun could exacerbate someone's depression or suicidal tendencies just because of how unfiltered the main character's internal monologue tends to be a lot of the time, where it walks a very fine line between honestly presenting these sorts of emotions and thoughts and fetishizing them. I don't think it ever really crosses the line to actually like fetishizing and romanticizing these thoughts and like making them feel like they're what's the word? Valid's not the right word because those feelings are valid, but making them feel like you're justified in having those emotions and indulging in those emotions. I don't think it ever crosses that line, but I do think it the way that it presents that stuff so rawly can maybe have that feel like that line is being crossed for some readers. Yeah, I wouldn't. I very I don't recommend that series to anybody unless I'm fairly confident I know what their sort of mental state is and how they would react to media like that. I can confidently say that it's one of my favorite manga of all time, but it's also one of those manga that I'm not going to haphazardly recommend to everyone.
特別なクエストをご確認くださいな。
It's very impactful, for better or for worse, and that depends on the reader. So, however, I don't think that there is any danger in reading Solanin. It's kind of a melancholy story, but I like to think that it has an inspiring theme and message to it. Mastiff may disagree. I think he thought it was a bummer the whole way through. It's definitely a very bittersweet story. It's not a purely happy story, but it is by far it's leagues away from Oyasumi Punpun with regards to trauma. You would put similar to I don't know about that, my guy. There are definitely similar themes, but they are not explored with nearly the depth, or what would be the word? They're not the main focus of the story. Man, I don't know how else to put it other than Oyasumi Punpun is basically like a story of just perpetually downward spiraling. And it's often a downward spiral of your own making. Some of which is still being done by tragic environment circumstances, but in my opinion, Solanin is more about breaking free from that spiral, despite what the world throws at you. And that's kind of and that's not to say that breaking out of that spiral isn't a massive undertaking and takes a lot of concerted effort and sometimes luck. But it is a much more inspiring tale than the self-fulfilling prophecy and indulgence of those negative feelings to exacerbate your negative feelings in the way that Oyasumi Punpun tends to explore. Solanin tries to break out of that mold a lot more. Yeah, there's still plenty of rough to get through, but here's where I would put Solanin in terms of the bad feels department. This is Solanin, and then way down here is the depths where Oyasumi Punpun goes. It's I can posit that they explore similar themes sometimes, but I don't think they're even in the same league of the sorts of emotions that they try to go for. That's a shame, Mastiff. But that just depends on I guess it just depends on the reader. I personally did. I'll probably read through it again. But yeah. I would say you definitely know yourself, Grizaster. Stay away from Punpun for now. It's not meant for everyone, and I think that's fine. But I don't know. I enjoyed Solanin. If you're adverse to any sort of sad media in general, then sure, maybe don't read Solanin anytime soon. But if you can handle some sad themes and some sad events in stories, because there are some particularly gut-wrenching moments in Solanin, but it's not all doom and gloom all the time, in my opinion. Yeah, no, if you've already been through like some significant downward spirals like that, then at best, I feel like Punpun would probably just resurface those emotions, you know. And I'm speaking as somebody who, sure, I could probably be like, I'm fairly certain that I'm experiencing a pretty significant depression right now, but not nearly in the way that's not to the extremes that many other people suffer from it. So I can still partake in some particularly triggering media, and I don't have any sort of suicidal tendencies or anything like that, but I do have some pretty telltale signs of long-term depression that I've been dealing with for a while now, that, you know, comes in waves. And I'm currently on a bit of a, what would you call it? Not a peak, but a trough right now. So I can kind of relate to how people might experience that kind of media, but not to the level of it actually being triggering and causing major problems in my everyday life. So I can at least appreciate when certain forms of media might cause those sorts of problems for people. So I'd say, yeah, probably stay away from it for now. And I would say you don't even necessarily have to read it, you know. If you do desperately want to read it and you think you would enjoy it despite the themes that I've sort of talked about, then certainly wait until you're in a more not necessarily stable, but have a more positive place in life, you know. I know, it's nothing you can really do about it. Acknowledging it is generally a good step to fixing it, but some of these things you just kind of got to ride out, and that's usually what sucks most about it. Hey, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's plenty of other awesome media out there to experience. This will probably be my last hunt of the night. Big ol' Rathian. We're finally going to be starting some things that stay in the air, which is not good. I respect that. I think that's important to know. I mean, I would consider that just like mental wellness right there, just knowing what you can and can't handle and just living your life accordingly. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Rathian, yeah. Just a vanilla Rathian, though. We ain't getting too crazy yet. But Rathian definitely falls into the category of like, oh shit. There is a non-zero chance that I might die. Let's go! Oh, fuck. That's not good. I thought I was going to be right in the blind spot. Not quite. All right. No, you don't. Yeah, they're absolutely like the difficulty spike of just like, this is what monster hunts are going to be moving forward, so if you can't beat this, you're not going to have a chance, sort of thing. Oh boy. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason that these two have been in like every single Monster Hunter since I feel like the first one. They're just iconic. Unfortunately... Oh, wait, what am I using fire for? That's not good. I should definitely change my weapon if this thing... Alright, this thing's going away. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Wait, what did you just hit? A Kuluyaku? Okay, fine. Hey, Cooley. I'll take you. I definitely need to change my weapon. I don't think I have anything dragon related, which is its main weakness. Oh, maybe I'll go for paralysis. Or some sort of status. Get over here.
これでおしまい。
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Damn. Oh man, I'm bouncing off. Their claws, they're too sharp. You know the final monster of this game? Yeah. I have like almost 500 hours into this game on Switch. I've played through pretty much all of it. It's not as big as something like Genmaran. It's still pretty big. It's probably like 3 times as big as this Rathian right here. It's like a spirit dragon sort of thing, and it has like a twin sister. There's like Ibushi, which I think the younger sister, and Nara, which is like the all mother they call her. And they're just like flying around on gusts of wind that they create, and they're like these sort of like they kind of look sort of like Japanese folklore creatures. Oh wait, no, there's also, oh, what's his name? He's like gigantic. He's maybe the size of like this enclosure here. I forget what his name was though. But that boy is massive. That I think is actually the final monster of the game. The final non-DLC monster, because Sunbreak has a bunch of other monsters that are probably a lot scarier than him, but it's not as big. Alright, let's see here. What do we want? I think we'll go for paralysis. Ice, I think, was fine. Or sleep or paralysis? Let's go with sleep, just because it has a beefier yellow meter. Plus, my buddies are using sleep weapons, so we might be able to knock this thing out. It was something Gargantium or something like that. It was like the last boss, but the pseudo last bosses are Ibushi and Narwa, the All-Mother. Gargantium or something? Gigantium? I forget what it was. Started with a G. Gormagalum? No, that's Gormagala's another monster. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. He's a big boy, but you can see like his entire body within the screen, unlike something like hey buddy. Bomb. Gigamon the Lord. Geismagorm, I think it was something like that. Yeah, I think it was Geismagorm. Oh, I like the bells on this thing. Little lullaby bells. Oh, are you tired, big guy? Or big gal, I guess. Bonk. Nice. Alright, too tired to blow anything. Sweet. Alright. I would love to get your claws broken. Fucking Christ. Was that because of my too tired to blow anything comment? You know me. Come here. Maybe. Alright. She's looking a little enraged. Let's help her out. Oh! Bad hit, bad hit, bad hit, bad hit. Don't do it again! Woo-hoo!
私のお供をやりました
Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. No! Oh my god, that was scary. No, 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 no. Whoa! Oh god. Stop, 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 stop. Oh, I didn't even have my weapon out. Shit! Oh, that was close. Stop it. I guess I forgot about the fact that, oh, they're sleeping. There might be. I'll double check to see if my streamer bots needs an update or not. Well, no, because the pool should be the same. And if one of them doesn't work anymore, it should just do nothing when it gets hit. It shouldn't skip it. So there should be the same pool of... let's go. There should be the same pool of them. Just getting a little unlucky there. I remember one of the... on one of the Lethal Company streams, there was a lot of the delay discombobulates, so I would always have like a half-second delay for my inputs. Alright, sweet. Let's see if we can go for these claws here. Oh shit. Or the ridge? I mean, it's already weak, I might as well go for the smaller parts. Or the least impactful parts. Wings are already busted. Hey, hey. I did almost die a couple times. But we're good. Man, it upsets me to kill one of these things without chopping its tail off. They got such a meaty tail. Just feels good to whack off. But I can't do that with a hammer. The tails are good to cut off. When you have a bladed weapon, you can cut off their tails for an extra carve. But I just have a big old dumb bonk stick. Yeah, there's like the spotlight one. There's basically a flip in every sort of direction. So like a horizontal flip, a vertical flip, or a both horizontal and vertical flip. There's the flashbang one. We've seen that one a couple times. We saw an ASCII one today where it just turns all the screen into ASCII art. Sure, what's up, Grizz? But yeah, we've been hitting the shrink the screen one quite a bit. Do I stop my workout now or keep going? I mean, how does your body feel? That's a question that could have physical repercussions. If you're still feeling good, I kind of want to do sit-ups, but eh. How many sit-ups can you do? That's usually what motivates me to do an exercise that I don't want to do. It's just like, well, we'll see how many I can get done. Like maybe I'll just do like 2 or 3, and then from there, once I hit that 2 or 3, I'll just see how my body feels, and then I'll just keep going because I'm already in the sit-up position. It's usually the starting part that is harder for me to do than the actual continuing to do it. So don't hurt yourself, but if you're considering doing sit-ups, do like 2 or 3, and then if you're still feeling good, see how many you can do before you can't sit up anymore. Like that tends to be for me sometimes. Be like, I physically can't. And I'll usually just do like 1 rep of that. I don't know how to actually effectively work out, but that's usually how I do it. Increase affinity for a short time after performing a draw attack. I don't do draw attacks all that often. Critical eye would be nice. Ooh, but Slugger's nicer. Something that I've heard of that I like to do is implement a roll a d10 or pull from a deck of cards. Do that many. If you want to keep going, go again. That seems pretty reasonable. And most of the cards in a deck of cards will force you to do 10, which is kind of a dick move, but eh? Oh. Well, glad to hear it, Grizz. I think the moral of the story is like, the way that I sort of view it is that growth happens most effectively when it's just outside your comfort zone. So you don't need to like dive headfirst into something completely new to grow. That can sometimes be like a traumatizing experience, or in your case for exercising, a physically traumatizing experience. But if you always push yourself just a little bit and not say, when you're in the comfort zone, you kind of stagnate. And when you're in like the completely new experience sort of thing, that can be a positive thing. But depending on the situation, it can also be a traumatic thing that will push you away from ever doing that again. But if you're constantly just pushing yourself just a little bit, that's where most of your growth tends to happen, in my experience at least. There are some things where it's better to jump in with both feet. But as a sort of risk-averse person, generally, I tend to like, it's easier for me to make progress and change it in the long term if I'm just constantly pushing myself in the short term instead. So you can apply that to your exercises as well. All right, I think I definitely want this, but I don't want to get rid of my Slugger. So we'll add that for now. This critical eye is just too good. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's that classic cliche of never stop learning, but in a more guided sense, you know. If you want to make some big change in your life, you need to acknowledge the fact that it might be the result of a lot of slow changes instead. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I would generally look at it. Oh, thank you. That is one of the things that I had considered briefly was being a teacher of some sort, but I don't think I have the work ethic or the patience to actually do it successfully. I like giving advice. I feel like I'm generally okay at giving advice, but guiding an actual student's education, I think I prefer more to mentor than to teach. I don't know if I have the skills or the ability to guide an entire classroom of people, but small groups and one-on-one, I don't know. I can find it easier to just share my own life experiences and have that be maybe a more effective way to have a conversation with somebody. I'm just rambling at this point. My stomach is a growling. Ow. I like that though. Holy shit, this thing is actually really good. Yeah, I'll take that. Do we have any Rathian gear though? Man, see, that's a dope looking hammer. But it doesn't really do much for me. Damn you, Basarios. We can upgrade our Kez. Let's do that. Somnicant, that one's fine. It would be nice to upgrade our Kulu one. Ooh, we have a Barioth one. Oh, That's looking really good. A nice meaty green chunk of sharpness and 30% affinity. God damn. Yes, please. I forgot to hunt the Bishoten. Shit. Although that might be usurped by a... No. Bishoten still has a pretty great base attack. The affinity on this is wild. Okay. Let me check this boy out. This thing looks like it could have some animations to it. Let me just check in the training ground real quick. This thing looks dope as hell. Oh man, I really wanted that hand to open up. Oh, it looks like the ball has a different texture to it when it's charged up. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just a constant effect. Dope as hell, though. Bonk! That's looking sexy. Alright. I gotta get out of here. I used to give private lessons and it's definitely changed my perspective on pedagogy in general. Yeah, that kind of experience can definitely change your outlook on life for sure. I used to do like some volunteer tutoring back in undergrad, and I think the thing that I'm the worst at doing is motivating somebody who doesn't care to be motivated, right? Like I can give advice for people who are not satisfied with their current lot in life and want to change, but for somebody who's just like, I don't want to do this geography homework or this math homework. I'm just like, I don't care. It's like, okay, well, what's the problem to this one? It's like, I don't know. I'm like, that's where I think I'd fall apart as a teacher. Is I don't have enough experience in dealing with situations like that. All right, let's head on over to our boy Rook. Fellow Monster Hunter lovers still going through the Another Crab's Treasure. I had a student who didn't want to learn English no matter how nice motivational I was, but he reacted to some scolding, which sucked to me. Yeah, see, like, I just don't know how to incite motivation, you know? I know it's possible. Parents do it all the time, but I don't know. I prefer to help, like, somebody who already wants to do something than make them want to do something. I know there's definitely value in that. I'm just bad at it. Anywho, we will be back tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. It's Tuesday. Jesus Christ. We'll be back Thursday with more Disco Elysium. And then Friday... What's going on Friday? Oh, Shadow of Destiny. Friday will be Shadow of Destiny. And then hopefully by then... Andrew and Jerry will be up to snuff enough in Monster Hunter for us to play some on Saturday. So that'll be the plan there. Until then, though, love you, miss you, mean it. Later, Cabbage Patch. Adios, bye-bye.